Well, if you're talking about W-2, then it will be, the form is called the W-4 form,
Okay.
not an I-9. That's for the 1099. So I know they changed the form a lot. They used to be able to claim things or go exempt. You can still go exempt, but it's best to just fill out your marital status and single or married filing jointly, and hopefully they'll follow the charts correctly, the payroll charts. It just gets a little complicated to calculate it for various jobs. Like you may have 2 or 3 jobs and you might not want to withhold stuff. Then you have to fill out a certain line item in there that you have to complete.
Okay. All right. How do you keep good records throughout the year? How would you recommend for people to do that?
Yeah, you're just starting out. You could look at Google Sheets, or spreadsheets. That's kind of good. There's QuickBooks for self-employed, or there's There's a app called Wave that tracks your accounting. I like the app Mile IQ. It's a mileage tracker. It's based on a GPS. It tracks all your trips. You don't have to log anything in. I like that app. But spreadsheets usually are simpler to use, and you don't really need any kind of sophisticated software initially, unless you're invoicing clients. Then you might want to look into QuickBooks or the app Wave.
Okay. What's the worst way for someone to come to you at the end of the year and be like, here's all my stuff for you to do my taxes? What is the absolute worst way for someone to come to you and say, here's all my stuff?
The worst way is when somebody brings me a shoebox full of receipts and bank statements and they say, I don't know what I did. Please help me. And I look at them like, this is, you have to know where you're at. If you're going to start your own business, you need to know how much money you make, where you're at. And that's the spreadsheet. I do provide a spreadsheet where you could do monthly, where you are, what are your expenses. This way you gauge, you need the budget. You need to know where you're at, so you want to grow your business. That's definitely better to have some kind of reference of where you're going, how you're growing.